PlayStation is so good at sequels, they even number their consoles. Hey, it's Game Rant, and here are the 10 best PlayStation sequels ranked. Number 10, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. You know this list is gonna be good when we're starting with one of the best exclusives on the PlayStation 5. So why isn't it higher? Well, it's quite simple. Spider-Man 2 took everything from the first game and simply layered on significant improvements. The combat feels better, the environments are stunning to see in motion, and even the swinging is a technical marvel. No pun intended. Essentially, Insomniac rebuilt their first game to completely take advantage of the new solid-state drive, allowing Spider-Man to literally fly through the city streets. If you're a fan of the comics, this one has an original take on the symbiote story, but swinging from building to building is classic webhead. Number 9, Horizon Forbidden West. When it comes to the Horizon franchise, there's a real divide between the first and Forbidden West. The original game has a much stronger story, but there's no denying the gameplay and graphical improvements in Forbidden West. Once again, players take control of Aloy as she attempts to protect the fledgling remains of the human race. But the PlayStation 5 version of the game features some of the most impressive models and locations of the generation. Meanwhile, the arrow-based combat is a perfect match for the DualSense's adaptive triggers. You'll be able to feel the robot dinosaurs winding mechanical gears shattering from inside your controller. Ew. Number 8, Helldivers 2. This one almost feels like cheating because really, even fans of the original Helldivers were blown away by the generational leap achieved by Arrowhead Game Studios. The previous game had been a top-down shooter with a snarky sense of humor. Meanwhile, Helldivers 2 is a hyper-modern third-person shooter that's reshaping the look and feel of video games. Don't believe me? Well, have a look at all the other major franchises adopting the haphazard mobility first seen in Helldivers 2. And the best part, the developers have retained the pitch-black humor of the military fighting bugs on uninhabitable planets for democracy. One of the funniest shooters of the generation. Number 7, Infamous 2. It's a crime the Infamous series didn't leave a bigger impression. Before heading off to make Ghost of Tsushima, Sucker Punch delivered multiple excellent superhero open-world adventures. So what makes Part 2 so special? Well, you're essentially in the bayou, swamp country, hovering around with your superpowers and trying to train. Why? Well, because the last city you were in kinda exploded, and the monster is now walking across the country to get the coal. Infamous 2 is where the series stopped trying to feel like a comic book and instead took on a universe and a plot worthy of its own graphic novel. Come on, Sony, how about a re-release? Number 6, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. By the time Rift Apart released, Ratchet & Clank had been a part of the PlayStation family for 4 console generations, and that's not even counting handhelds. But there was certainly a feeling we had already seen the best the duo had to offer. But boy oh boy, Rift Apart put that idea to rest. By using the PlayStation 5 solid-state drive, players constantly witnessed dimensions opening up before their very eyes. And this isn't a magic trick, these are actual environments being rendered in real time. Insomniac took all the platforming shooting fun of the previous games and cranked it up to chaotic levels older hardware simply couldn't handle. Number 5, Killzone 2. Now personally speaking, I like the original Killzone, but for the rest of the world it was Sony's attempt at making their own Halo. Killzone 2 on the other hand brought the gaming world to a stop with its first trailer. Now that might be because it was pre-rendered, but ultimately the PlayStation 3 did a fine job creating this unique sci-fi war game. The AI was smarter, the character models were far more weighty, and the locations were some of the most detailed of the generation. Heck, the only downside to Killzone 2 is you still need a PlayStation 3 to play it. Come on, Sony, where's the re-release? Number 4, The Last of Us Part 2. Let's get this out of the way. There's a lot going on in The Last of Us Part 2. The story, regardless of how you feel about it, is a genuine artistic statement, which is extremely rare when it comes to a game with this budget. But one area no one can debate is the gameplay, which is so well realized it's borderline disturbing. Ellie can take down roaming gangs one by one, but the advanced enemy AI means they'll notice when someone just goes missing. Naughty Dog also used all that extra graphical horsepower to better render the rotting human bodies of infected humans, and the fluids that pour out of them when you shoot them. Ew! Number 3, Astro Bot. Is this one cheating? I mean, after all, Astro's Playroom wasn't so much a game as it was a pack-in demo to show off the latest features of Sony's newest console. Well, that just makes Astro Bot even more impressive, taking all the sparkling enthusiasm of a launch title and injecting that into sound and original gameplay, resulting in one of PlayStation's greatest attempts at nostalgia yet. Astro Bot is perpetually putting players in some of the most beautiful and technically impressive environments yet seen on a console, but it does so in service of goofy fun. Astro Bot is a rare slice slice of the cutting edge in an extra cute shape. Aw. Number 2. God of War. Don't get us wrong, Ragnarok is one of the best PlayStation sequels as well, but you gotta admit it's mostly an evolution of what came before. Meanwhile, this God of War took the beat-em-up franchise in a completely different direction, with third-person action combat that's still like nothing else. Not to mention, Kratos was given a character makeover, retaining his entire history and personality, and bridging that into the next chapter of his life as a father. Well, being a father again. It's a long story. God of War is not just another sequel, and it's not a reboot. It's a complete reinvention of a blockbuster franchise into something even bigger. Number 1. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Believe it or not, there was a time when the PlayStation brand was slumping into obsolescence. Even the PlayStation 3's exclusives like Uncharted failed to impress. But then Uncharted 2 happened, and the future of video games was changed forever. Set pieces went from clunky assets being crudely moved about into interactive theme parks with elaborate sequences straight out of an action movie. This is the point where video games went from fun to watch to compelling to watch. Naughty Dog didn't simply chase where the industry was going, they jumped an entire generation ahead. And video games have never been the same ever since. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this list. How about telling me your favorite PlayStation sequel in the comments below? Keep clicking around here at Game Rant, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.